Let's talk about love, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about you and the relationship you have with yourself on this Valentine's Day 2023. I am Luminary Life Coach Shauna Gulbrand, and I am very grateful that you are here, that you're listening, that you're watching. I appreciate you. At the end of today's video, I'm going to be drawing a card from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck. Very flowy and dreamy and Valentine's-like deck, so stay tuned for that. Today, I would like to, and I picked up my cards. I got to put these down because what I do is I pick them up and I play with them and then I lose track of what I want to say. Today, I would like to talk with you about practices of self-love, ways that you can love yourself today. Yes, Valentine's Day is a day that the collective focuses on love and romance. In my most humble opinion, love needs to be included in every day of the year, not just one particular day. But I get it. So there's the love that we give and the love that we are willing to receive. I'm reminded now of a reflective moments that I posted on Instagram this past Sunday, just 2 days ago, where I posed 2 questions. And the questions are this: who loves me right now? Who can I love right now? These questions are posed in such a way to bring you into that place of stillness, to drop down into your heart, to open your heart, activate the energy of love, and reflect on who loves you. You make a difference in the lives of so many people. Allow your thoughts to move through the different people in your life. Remind yourself of those people that love you. And at the same time, open yourself up to receiving their love. The second question is, who can I love right now? This one, the first thing that came to my mind when I was writing this out, when I was sharing it on Instagram, is yourself. Who can you love more right now? Let that number one answer be yourself. And then again, reflecting on the people in your life. Is there someone close to you who is being challenged right now, or suffering right now, in need right now of your love? Is there someone that triggers you into strong emotions? Someone that you may hate? If there is, do your best, to the best of your ability, to the degree you can, send love to them. Maybe forgiveness or understanding or compassion, which to me is all love. But to the degree you can, send love, give it. So it's about receiving and it's about giving. It's not just about romance. But today, I would like to focus on love for yourself, self-love, self-acceptance, self-forgiveness, self-understanding, self-compassion. Focusing your energies of love on yourself. There is a question that I would like to share with you today. And that question is this. Do I want to say anything else before I... So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down. I have 2 lists here of practices of self-love. Things that you could do for yourself today, especially those of you who are open to receiving But you may look around and think there's really no one around you to offer you love today. These are ways that you can love yourself. The question that I would like to pose to you, to offer you, is this: in what way can I be here for myself today? Now, here are some ideas that I came up with that might resonate with you. Maybe you've already done some of this today, or maybe you're planning on doing some of this later today. Go out shopping. Buy yourself something nice. Go and have a mani-pedi or a massage if there's an opening available today. Enjoy a good bottle of wine. And this is coming from someone who leads a sober life. Enjoy that glass or two of wine if that's what you're being called to do. If that's a way that you can practice self-love. So remember, this list, what I'm sharing with you now, are practices of self-love, ways that you can focus on deepening the relationship you have with yourself. Maybe you'd like to go out and buy yourself some flowers. Cook yourself, or if you're like me, order one of your favorite meals. So cooking your favorite meal or ordering your favorite meal for dinner this evening. Maybe that's a way that you can offer love to yourself. Be creative. Do something artistic. What do you like to do? Do you like to use paints or clay? Even cooking is a way to be creative and it's artistic. But maybe you can schedule some time during your day or during your evening where you can be creative in some way. Maybe you'd like to journal a little bit today. Reflections of the questions that I posed to you earlier, the ones I put on Instagram. Who loves me right now and who can I love more right now? Journaling is a beautiful, healing, therapeutic practice that I recommend for everyone. So there are some other ideas that I came up with that I want to share with you on ways that you can love yourself today. Practice self-love. Setting boundaries, which can be challenging for a lot of people. Saying no when you mean no. No is a complete sentence. Speaking your truth honestly and directly from a place of love and compassion, not only for yourself, but for the one that you're speaking your truth to. And that could be yourself. Speaking your truths to yourself or speaking your truths to someone else. Sending forgiveness, understanding, compassion, or love to someone who triggers you. Perhaps someone who triggered you today. Instead of being in that reactive mode, you can become more conscious, more present, and send them forgiveness, understanding, compassion, and love. And again, to the degree you can, to the best of your ability. Greet an uncomfortable feeling with respect and curiosity. Perhaps you have some feelings coming up today, especially if you're single, maybe, or you are in a challenging relationship with a significant other. It's not going so well, and today's Valentine's Day, and you have some feelings or emotions that are bubbling up, that are knocking on the door of your awareness. A great self-care practice is opening that door a little and inviting one in, as you would invite a friend in who is knocking at your door. If a friend comes to you, and I know I've talked about this recently, if a friend comes to you and says, oh, I'm feeling this and I need a listening ear, you are not going to slam the door on them and tell them to go away, right? Same thing with your own feelings and emotions. It's allowing one to come in and greeting it, meeting it with respect, a sense of curiosity, and as much understanding as you can in order to listen to what that uncomfortable feeling or emotion is trying to say, is trying to bring something to light for you. Deepen your relationship with your inner child by acknowledging her or him and sending love. Your inner child, who I imagine really loved getting those little Valentine cards. Take a moment to reflect on when you were a kid. And, Valentine's came for me. We had to find a shoebox and decorate the shoebox, and that's where our Valentine's cards went in. Well, that little girl or that little boy is still within you. And perhaps they are looking for some love and attention today. So a great practice could be acknowledging your inner child and sending them love, as well as writing a Valentine's love letter to them or writing a Valentine's love letter to yourself. Another great practice. So these are some ideas that I wanted to offer you today as a way to deepen the relationship you have with yourself, because the relationship you have with yourself is the most important one, period. So loving and honoring yourself in some way today. So that was my list. Went from going out shopping, buying yourself flowers, setting boundaries, offering forgiveness, understanding, compassion, or love to someone who triggers you, to writing a Valentine's love letter to yourself. Now, let me loop back now to the question that I posed to you. So this is another thing that you can do for yourself, and that is offering yourself moments of reflection, reflective moments, and posing that question to yourself, maybe with your journal open next to you. In what way can you be here for yourself today? This is a question that I pose to myself often. It is a way for me, and it is a way for you to understand or gain clarity around your needs in any given moment. Now, generally, I pose the question, in what way can I be here for myself in this moment or right now? But I'm opening it up to today because here in New England, it's noon, we're hitting the noontime hour, and there's still the rest of the day to celebrate you and to love you. Love all over yourself. All right, so the question. When I pose that question to myself, most of the time, what comes up in the way of my answer or answers is this: stop beating yourself up. Stop judging yourself. Stop saying all of these horrible, awful things about yourself. Let go of those beliefs. Stop criticizing yourself. That's what generally comes up for me. Because in that moment that I ask the question, I, in a sense, have abandoned myself enough, abandoned the relationship with myself enough in order to have to pose the question. Because ultimately, what you really need in life is to be right here for yourself when you need yourself the most. So in what way can you be here for yourself today? What do you need above anything else? And how can you bring that to yourself? That, my friends, is the ultimate practice of self-love. Recognizing when you are abandoning yourself, when you're criticizing yourself. Well, that's for me. That's for me. That's what comes up for me. Your need could be very different. But again, that's when I catch it, when I realize that I'm in an old pattern of self-criticism, self-judgment, self-hate, the inability to accept myself. And that's what this question does for me. It brings me to a place of understanding and acceptance and love for who I am in the moment, or who I am today. So that's what I wanted to offer you today. Some ideas, some practices, some questions to reflect on that bring you closer. No, that's not how I want to say it. That bring you to a place of love for yourself, that help you deepen the relationship you have with yourself, help you cultivate a more meaningful and forgiving, compassionate, understanding relationship with yourself, and to help you understand in any moment what your needs are, and then allowing yourself to fulfill them. Okay. Cards. Vintage Wisdom Oracle. Peace. This is the peace card. It's very lovely. That's a new word I just made up. Very lovely, isn't it? Be peace, especially when it comes to yourself. When it comes to the idea of loving yourself or loving someone else, offering love or receiving love, what I'm getting intuitively here is to pay attention to the thoughts or the feelings or the emotions that surface. So for example, you know someone's triggering you, and you've decided that a form of self-love would be to offer them understanding and compassion, but you're noticing that you just want to rip their face off, or you want to tell them off. Bring peace into whatever practice you engage in today. Peace towards yourself, peace towards others. Bring peace to your inner landscape. And one of the best ways that you can do that is to acknowledge what's going on in your inner landscape so that you can bring peace to it. So today's message is one of peace and self-love. Practices that you can integrate today. A question that you can reflect upon today. And that question again is, in what way can I be here for myself today? All right, thanks so much for tuning in and watching or listening. I say this all the time, but I'm going to say it again. Be in relationship with yourself first. Notice yourself to know yourself. Love yourself unconditionally as best that you can. Happy Valentine's Day.